you're headed for a snare. If it's self anything, you're going to end up in enemy territory because he maneuvers the self. He deceives the self. You have to choose life. You have to choose to fill your mouth with his praises, whether or not your body, your flesh, feels like it. Okay? Next one. Praise shifts our thoughts away from what? Toxic patterns. Do you know that you have built up toxic patterns? Like when Leslie was saying, the enemy wanted her to go towards isolation. Now, don't you think that that's probably something that she picked up over the years of her living? You know, maybe that was her coping strategy years and years ago. Or maybe, whatever those toxic thought patterns. And the Holy Spirit is desiring to break those patterns, to break your agreement with those patterns. And that's why praise and thanksgiving is so powerful on your behalf, because it just breaks that power of agreement with that kingdom of darkness. Destroys that mind set on the wrong direction. Do you see? The enemy's trying to set your mind in the wrong direction. Set it towards offense. Set it towards worry. Set it towards isolation. Withdrawing, whatever it is that you will take those steps. That's the tactic he's going to use. Okay, it takes the focus off ourselves. It shifts our thoughts away from toxic patterns. Praising God benefits our bodies. Okay, circle of that box. Benefits bodies. Benefits bodies. Okay, and then connect it to brains. Benefits our body and our brains. Now, Dr. Caroline Leaf, any of you study her material?
Who is it?
Dr. Caroline Leaf?
L-E-A-F.
L-E-A-F, She is a medical doctor that has studied the brain. She has actually been able to, like they do an MRI, but they do this where they have been able to see in your brain, in your physical brain, what toxic thoughts function like in the brain, okay? And she's studied it to know what to change those toxic thoughts into flourishing, nourishing thoughts, okay? Does anybody want to end up at Alzheimer's? Okay. All right, I'm going to tell you several things. Stop giving people a piece of your mind, okay? All right, because you don't want a piece of your mind gone, okay? And certainly when you're going to give somebody a piece of your mind, it's not because you're going in meekness and love and it's because you're offended and you've got your butt up on your shoulders and you're ready to give them what for, okay? So stop giving them a piece of your mind, okay? And secondly, fill your mind with praises and thanksgiving. That's the opposite of toxicity. Toxic thoughts end up at dementia, Alzheimer's, mental health of every sort. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old. The toxic thoughts do the same thing in the brain, whether you're a teenager or whether you're 70. The same effect in your brains. All right, now, once a toxic thought is there, does it have to stay there forever? No. Now, this is cool. Now, stay with me on this. You know how it says, be ye transformed by
The renewing.
By what? Yes, the renewing of your mind. That's how you get transformed, right? You get changed by the renewing of your mind. What do you get changed into? Conformed to the image, the same likeness as Christ. Is Christ forgiving? You become forgiving. Is Christ patient? You become patient. Not you, but you're yielding to that spirit that is patient, okay? All right, so where was I going with that? Oh yeah, don't give them a piece of your mind, and renew your mind. And how you renew your mind, the opposite of toxicity is thanksgiving and praise. Because the toxic thought patterns, now listen carefully, are going to always be the grumble, the mumble, the murmur, the complain, the criticize, the judge, the find fault, the accusation. Those are all toxic thought patterns, even if you are right on the money. Even if you can give evidence that they're this, and this, and this. Even if you have a long list of wrongs that they've done. Even so, those thought patterns are toxic and they're enemy activity. And you are simply, now listen carefully, you are simply letting your enemy be Lord over you instead of Jesus Christ. You are submitting to that yoke of slavery, of bondage, again, to fear. That's all you're doing when you are indulging in grumbling, complaining, accusing, finding fault. That's enemy activity.